Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed lunch. My name is Claudia, and let's start the afternoon pitching session again. We have a total of 7 companies getting ready for the first afternoon session. And without further ado, let me invite the first company. Please don't forget that you'll get 5 minutes for presentation, 5 minutes for Q&A. Let me invite the first company, K Magazine, up onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big hand.
Thank you. Okay. 안녕하십니까? 저는 루세로입니다. I am CEO and founder to K Magazine. One simple picture changed my life 20 years ago, a K-drama. That is the reason that I am here, and that is the reason that I decided to create K Magazine, a pioneer media platform to specialize and diffusion Korean culture in Mexico and Latin America. K Magazine was born because the information available about Korean culture was not easy to find in Spanish, and also because the traditional media don't have any idea about Hallyu. And now there are outside a big community to want to know more about it. More than 100 million around the world, and more than 12 million people only in Latin America. So this market value $12 billion. And this is the K-lovers, the people who are millennials and centennials who are devoted and loyal and consumes everything to made in Korea. We saw this opportunity and we decided to create a community of K-lovers and give them the best information about Hallyu. How this is possible? Because we create daily content about K-pop, K-culture, K-dramas, exclusive interviews, and more. So, and the last year, we decided to create Hallyu Fest, a festival to want to connect these K-lovers with K-culture. For the first edition, we have more than 5,000 people to attend our festival, and this year we have online for COVID. So we have 17 K influencers that came from different countries, and also more than 707 viewers to attend our festival. So we did well, so well. And now, the next year, we're waiting to have more than 5 million views. This is some of my competitors. You can see Koreabu, Billboard, and Shombi. But what makes me us unique? Because K Magazine is the first media platform in Spanish to specialize and diffusion Hallyu. Also, we have partnerships with media and K influencers, and also, we have expanded and covered the most important news in Asia. And we funded to Hallyu Fest. So this is my business model. You can see I have advertising, ad-sponsored content, events, and we are working for Hub subscription payment and print magazine. And also we want to work with Korean companies to open the way in this American market. So why K Magazine is here in Korea? Because we are looking for potential clients, sponsorships, and future partnerships and investors. During my time here in Korea, I contact some of the Korean entertainment companies, and now I have 4 exclusive interviews with K-pop stars, like Minzy the 21, and this is some of my future sponsors and partnerships. This is my team. The team, they really have a greatest passion about Korean culture. And also, I have more than 5 K-culture ambassadors that promote Hallyu in Mexico and Latin America. When I am decided to create K Magazine, nobody believed that K-culture and Korea will be a trend. I always did. And that is the reason that I am here. And I'm really convinced that K Magazine can be the next key media leader. Thank you for your time. I answer all the questions.
Thank you for your concise presentation. Thank you for loving K-culture as well. Now let me open the floor to our 6 judges. Would you like to go ahead and ask a question?
Can you tell us a little bit more about your competitors in the market?
Yeah. So now there are many competitors about media platforms to create by K-pop fans or like a Billboard. So they have exclusive contents also with like us, but there are more content in English. And now my market is specific for people who speak Spanish. That is a good advantage for us because we have a lot of people in Latin America speak Spanish is important. That is the principal languages for that. So
are you aware of any other similar companies with Spanish language content, or are you the market leader, or if not, what is your advantage compared to them? Because clearly Spanish language is, has many speakers internationally. So if you have strength in that area, that's useful. But can you tell me any specifics about other competitors, or they're not so many?
yeah, I have 2 or 3, very small, similar like sometimes these platforms focus only on K-pop, gossip news. That is the reason that many people don't like it too much because it's more like bad information and they don't like it so much. But there exist 3 in Mexico, not in Mexico, in Latin America in general.
Okay.
Thank you for your question and the answer. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, in Korea, actually, there's so many groups of the people who call them oppa. We call it the fan clubs.
Yeah.
So they actually voluntarily provide some kind of translation of the various language from Korean. So with this kind of the free the contents, the language-based contents. So how can make the people willing to buy your kind of products or services?
So because K Magazine is possible because we have many people, not only a journalist, not only a people who study communication. It's people to also know too much about Korean culture. They are specialized and learn Korean and study Korean culture. In my case, I have in the past I take some classes with Korean Foundation and I try to speak Korean. So there are my team is that is the most important thing for us. That in the past I saw how big companies like Televisa create similar websites, but they don't know anything about Hallyu and they confuse sometimes. So because that is the really value for us because you have now great content, good interviews. We know about Korean culture. We don't only create articles about K-pop. We create articles about everything. So that is the more advantage for us.
A question.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed you said you had a large event. It looks like it was online, possibly online and offline. Will you continue to have those, and will you have them in a regular sequence, like monthly or quarterly, or something like to drive traffic, to drive interest from advertisers and for participants? Or is that just a once a year thing?
I don't get your question.
So I think he was asking whether how frequently you update your materials or document or whatever service that you provide for your users.
So, no, I don't get it. Can you repeat?
Yeah, so you have your content.
Yeah.
And then you can either, allure advertisers
Yeah.
to put their ad in order for you to generate some profits and money.
Yeah.
And you can also, maybe charge customers, or in order to make your content interesting, how frequently do you update your materials?
So every day we create more than 10 contents, daily different contents. We have that for the month more than 300 contents daily different. There are authentically contents. And also we have some sponsors and advertising website.
Yes. So you have some partners, you have some advertisers as well, and you regularly update your content. Thank you very much for your presentation and also your questions and answer. Nice. Yes. Let's move on to the next company. This company is called Medicine, but with a different Yes, spelling. Please go ahead with your presentation. The floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I am Manuel Laguia, biochemist and business developer at Medicine, where we are creating a needle-free smart patch for painless drug delivery through the skin, a device that was awarded by MIT as the Spanish Innovation of the year 2017. We founded the company because needles are a pain in the ass, as confirmed by 80% of its users, but we still take 16 billion shots every year. Our CEO learned about this at his hospital consult when a little girl with diabetes refused her insulin injections, saying that she had to take at least 3 shots per day, which means over 1,000 injections every year. So we invented a small piece of technology that can open micropores in the skin. It works generating harmless sound waves that increase the size of your natural skin pores temporarily, pushing big drugs through and closing again once we stop the device. And we built that small piece into a wearable smart patch, which is completely free of needles and can work with multiple different drugs, insulin, antibodies, vaccines, everything that needs entering the skin. The smart patch has 2 components, an ultrasound generator, which is reusable, and an empty reservoir that the patient loads with the drug using traditional drug syringes. Then both pieces are linked, it is placed on the arm or the abdomen, and once activated, it takes less than 1 minute to fully deliver the required amount of drug. And we know there are huge stakeholders in the drug delivery landscape, but these companies are failing to address the main users' needs regarding comfort and needle-free technology. So we will be able to conquer the ultrasound market with our ultrasound smart patch because it is painless. It is wearable, and it offers a connected environment that allows telemonitoring. So far, we have protected our intellectual property through European patents, validated the technology in vivo with live pigs, and secured strategic international partnerships for manufacturing and distribution. Everything thanks to our wonderful team with more than 15 professionals, including engineers and medical experts with background at MIT, Philips Healthcare, NASA, or Roche. And we will sell straight to our customers in a B2C subscription model covering all costs. But thanks to our scalability, we will also reach licensing agreements with pharmaceutical stakeholders for specific verticals, such as Pfizer for AGG, Sanofi for heparin, or Lilly for insulin. Having raised more than 2 billion won since 2015, we have just closed a bridge round of 800 million that we are going to invest in finishing the device miniaturization and the animal trials by the end of this year, and continuing strengthening our Korean expansion. We decided to establish a Korean network because we have seen huge investment in ultrasonic drug delivery from Korean companies, as well as a massive entrepreneurship ecosystem and support here. Something that we have experienced through hundreds of meetings, securing valuable industry agreements, such as MOUs, and receiving the endorsement of both private and public entities like KIRA or KIST that will support our growth. In fact, we have a fully funded operation for our establishment in Korea, with the articles of the company ready for incorporation and contracting a Korean team. And you have to understand that all of this progress in less than 3 months is such a little time for a medical device with average time to market from 5 to 10 years. For example, compared to EOFlow, a top Korean drug delivery company founded in 2011 and which is starting clinical trials now. We are following the regulatory path at least at the same speed as them. To be successful in Korea, we are going to keep performing our business development activities to reach licensing agreements with pharmaceutical companies, as well as find a hospital partner to conduct the required human clinical trials, which will only be possible with public support, starting by winning the KSGC to scale to other grants, and raised more than 5 billion Korean won to enter in the market with our smart patch in 2023 and position South Korea as a worldwide leader in painless and non-invasive drug delivery. So we hope that you join us to shape the future of healthcare and change the life of millions from Korea. Thank you very much.
Wow, perfect presentation. I need your
Thank you.
product right now as a person who hates needles. Now let's open the floor up to the judges. Any questions or feedback?
So thank you very much. That was very impressive indeed. I don't want to be critical, but I would be careful saying you did in 3 months or implying in 3 months what other companies would do in 5 to 10 years. In other words, you're not, you haven't even started a clinical trial. You're not in humans, etc. So I'm not complaining, but I think one should be very careful with that sort of presentation. So you've accomplished a lot in 3 months, but it's not really. It's like apples and oranges comparing to the 5 to 10 year typical device time.
Exactly. That was the idea of our presentation, that in these 3 months we have accomplished a lot, but actually if you take a look at the long path for a medical device to be actually in the market is a little time. So yeah, we still have to progress a lot, of course.
Right. So actually that leads to my next question. What are you doing in particular that might accelerate that? So given what you've done in 3 months, but when do you think this will happen? You very quickly showed that slide of the timeline. Is it going to take 5 years? Or what is your estimate of what are you doing to accelerate that?
Okay, so our plan for the coming months is to continuing and progress our relations with pharmaceutical companies, as well as with the hospital partners, in order to have the human clinical trials in 2022, the regulatory approval, and the smart patch market entry in the market in 2023. So we are speaking about having the product in the market available in 2023, yes.
Okay. And then another question. It was very quick, so I wasn't able to catch it. How do you load new drug into this device? What is that process? Are they, for example, you mentioned the Lilly with the diabetes and IgG and so forth, heparin. How do you load that? How's that process working out? Or how does it work?
So the process is very simple. The user loads a syringe, a traditional drug syringe, the same way in which they are doing right now with the drug. And instead of injecting it painfully to themselves, they load an empty reservoir, a deposit. They load it there, and they link it with the ultrasound generator. Then they put it on the soft tissue in their body, activated it, and in 1 minute, they have the same dose delivered.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So you actually hook into the existing system of dispensing this medicine.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
So the patients originally have the needles, but instead of the needle going in their skin, it goes into this device.
That's it.
So I'll ask one more question. I apologize. So the dosage of the standard dosage when it's injected subcutaneously will likely not be the same dosage as going through your device. So that needs to be adjusted. Or am I missing something?
Okay, so one of the points of having a smart patch is that by smart, we mean that it's intelligent, and with intelligence, we mean that it can control the release. So actually, it's more accurate than injecting it yourself, because we have the brain of the patch that can know how long it has been activated, and with a controlled release ratio, if you know the time, you know how much drug has been released. But also we can have biosensors that measure the liquid that has been through the patch. So we have 2 ways of actually measuring that the dose is correct, which reduces a lot, if not completely, the chances to overdose, more than if the patients would need to inject themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that needs to be investigated further, because a superficial transdermal dosage, say 50 milligrams, may not be equal to 50 milligrams delivered subcutaneously. And
actually,
that's just something that needs to be cleared.
The administration of our patch is subcutaneously, not topical. This is one of the main difference, for example, with topical patches. Yeah. With ultrasounds, what we make is creating these micropores in the skin, and we also, with the difference of pressures created by the ultrasonic waves, we can push the drug through. reaching the layers of the skin that are administered subcutaneously. So yeah, it's not topical administration, it's
So
subcutaneous.
it's effectively a subcutaneous dose. That's
Yes.
very impressive. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry about the, yeah.
Yes, we have for 13 seconds. Any question from other judges? Yes.
Just one final question. What's your biggest challenge right now? Because it sounds awesome what you're doing.
Biggest challenge.
I think I have no time, but thank you so much for the question.
Yes, this just shows that your presentation and your idea is excellent. Thank you very
Thank
much
you so
for
much.
your wonderful presentation. I wish you best of luck. Wow. So the next company, I'm getting excited more and more, is getting ready, and the company name is Mailbot. Let me invite her to the stage, and ladies and gentlemen, please give her a big round of applause.
Good afternoon. My name is Changmi from Melbourne Studios. We are a tech-based entertainment startup located in Spain and Korea. Okay, we are living in a difficult time now. This pandemic is affecting everybody, especially for those 1.5 billion of kids staying at home, no school, no birthday party, no football match, just consuming tons of digital content. So that really concerns parents. The thing is, the parents don't want their kids consume much digital content or spend much time using devices. But the truth is that you cannot help them because nowadays kids do everything online. They play online and they study online. So what we decided to create, we invented this smart toy. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, this works with 3 sensors: temperatures, movement, and light. It's kind of incubator. It works. You can create your own character using physically the toy. So you can put in the light. You see through AR how the evolving process is going. You can play with it. You touch it. So just let me remind you why this toy is so unique. It is unique because you can play it physically in real life. You learn the nature. It increases the problem-solving skills and imagination and creativity, and parents can control the playtime and also play together. Everybody knows that edutech and smart toy industry are the booming one, but the important thing here is that there's no dominant player because the toy industry are too conservative. They don't invest much on technology. So we see a great opportunity for us here. We have been validating our product at school with kids participating in different events, and you can see how excited they are playing and discovering new experience. So those are some quotes of the feedback from our users. Lindsay said that this is the little companion we need into the working time. And Susan said that she's very excited to playing with it and with her daughter. This picture describes perfectly what we are looking for. This is a kid having fun in a safe digital environment. So this is some of industry recognition. And for example, the Europlay, we represented Spain and we won the Best Play award. Partners, the right one is our current partner. Coach Media is one of the main smart toy distributor in Europe. They have our exclusivity for Europe. And with Tencent, we are designing a new edutainment content for Chinese school. And those are our wish list. With Lego, we are talking about some potential investment, and Ping Pong and Pororo, we'd love to see them living inside the pod. So why Korea? Why we are here? We have just incorporated our company here because we want to validate the product with those early adopters and very highly demanding Korean consumers. That will be validate our product not only for Asian market but also global market. And in order to do that, we want to create our content here by Korean professionals. And why not co-produce new products with those Korean global content company? So we have many things besides the smart toy, the digital toy, the physical toy. We also design and develop digital content. The video game, we won the Best Play by Sony 2 years ago. is already published on different platforms. We are working on the animation. It's going to be about digital literacy. We want to teach kids what is the internet, why they should use password, for example, what is virus, etc. And the YouTube Melvis Maker channel is coming soon. So somehow we have been created a little ecosystem under our own IP, the Melvis digital pixels. So I appreciate your attention, and I would love to finish the presentation, say just, let's be a Melvis maker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It looks so cute. I want to have one for myself. Anyways, now it's time for our judges to ask further questions. Please go ahead.
It's too bad that you cannot touch the toy by yourself, because that's why you can feel how it's vibrate. And it's kind of an egg. You can just put it in your hand. So next time, maybe.
You mentioned Tencent as one of your partners. Can you clarify what kind of partnership relationship or how you're working together with them?
We're designing. Until now, it's just brainstorming, because they have a special department for social content, digital content. They want to focus on designing a new entertainment, entertainment with digital components for Chinese school kids. So we are working on that. This is because this one is we say this is we say that this is an edutainment product, because probably it's not going to teach you how to sing in English or count in Chinese. But the thing is that this improve your as I mentioned before, it's your imagination, problem-solving skills, and creativity, which are, in our opinion, more important than knowing by heart the multiplication table, for example.
So what kind of intellectual property, where do you see your core asset or your core comparative advantage that you're focusing on? Obviously, there's a lot of different components. There's hardware, software, and there's many aspects, but what do you see as your core strength and capability?
We are creating an ecosystem. The thing is, the 5 minutes is too short to show what we are doing now. We started our business developing two things at the same time. This is the physical contents and the digital contents at the same time, always under our own IP. And now we are creating this ecosystem. The thing is that the second version of the toy and also the game will be connected, meaning that you create your own character using this, because according how you react the sensors, the characters you're incubating will have different results. It's going to have different shape and different color. And the second phase, that with the character you created, you'll be able to play the game.
Sure.
Yes.
Maybe if I can clarify, you say your own IP, your own intellectual property. Well, there's different kinds and different ways to combine it. So I was curious what in particular you see as your core strength and your core intellectual property that you'll be contributing.
Okay, the story of the Melbits, they are, we call it digital pixels. They come from the internet. They live in every connected devices. So they live in the internet. You cut the seed from the pot, for example. And they here now, they are asking our help to maintain the safety of the internet. So the idea is that the kids should learn how to take benefit of having this online life, digital life, through our characters. And that's why we are also developing the content, the animation that will be a very short clip. And it's going to be about digital literacy. They are going to teach from the very earlier stage, preschool age, especially, and also school, because they are now using internet online, and they're consuming online content without knowing what it really means. So the idea is that. Did I answer your question? I don't know.
No, that's helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. And we still have about 50 seconds left. If there's anything that you want to learn about or ask questions about, please feel free to do so.
No voice.
Sorry. One question.
Yeah.
In all these cases where you're partnered with these other companies, are you able to continue using your name for the product and not having to, use their name? Are you planning to keep on using your name, Mailbot?
Melbot is the name of the company, and Melbit is our IP. That's clarify your question. So it's Melbit's pod. This is the physical. Melbit's World is the name of the game, the digital content. So probably it's going to be Melbit's World 2, and etc. And the new toy will have different version and different name, but always under Melbits, which is our IP.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for your clarification. Timing also worked perfectly. Great job, Mailbot. And now, without further ado, let me invite the next company called Miraxis. Please invite him with a big round of applause.
Thank you. Check. Hi everyone, 안녕하세요. My name is Yannis Center and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a French company called Miraxis. Our greatest ambition at Miraxis is to become the global leader of mobile convergence. See, we all have a smartphone and we all work on it. So part of this natural evolution, we have created a product called MirrorBook. The MirrorBook transforms the smartphone into a laptop. You can see the MirrorBook as the body and the smartphone as the brain, to simplify. And by doing so, we create new use cases for the smartphone of the future. The MirrorBook is available at 349 euros. It has 5 to 7 hours of battery charging the phone at the same time, and it is 13.3-inch display. This was for the specification. Now, why the MirrorBook? What's the value added? Well, the MirrorBook is considered by the B2B customers as a TCO killer. TCO stands for total cost of ownership, or IT budget to simplify. Because as a passive device, there's no need to secure it, there's no need for maintenance, there's no need to take care of it, to manage it. So we can achieve 70% of cost reduction with the MirrorBook. And that's why many companies are now switching and choosing mobile-first workplaces. So in ultra-mobility, you can work on your smartphone. Let's say you are in the subway. In mobility, let's say you are in the train or at the airport, you can work on the MirrorBook. And then at the office, you can work, same with your smartphone, but on a docking station, or on the MirrorBook, it's possible too. So who are the current users of the MirrorBook? We have many major companies who are in POC and tests. And we have a lot of interest from the public sector, the defense sector as well, service sector, and energy, postal service sector. Why? Because as operators or people who goes on the field, it is very useful. And it is very impactful in terms of costs. Let's take a look at the police forces segment. Actually, currently we are deploying with the UK police forces. And we have a lot of POCs organized with Dutch police, Irish police, Canadian, US, French, etc., because this is, again, a product that can reduce by 3 times the time of intervention, the time of reporting. We have identified that the total addressable market for police forces this year would be 100,000 units, so there's a lot to cover. We have worldwide partnership, including Samsung. Samsung is is our main partner. Usually when we want to go in a country, Samsung called us, for example, recently was the Netherlands. They said, hey, Miraxis, we have this customer called Dutch Police who is interested in our product. Can you provide? So we said, yeah, we can provide some samples. Can you introduce us to your distributors? Which they did, and that's how we built the channel in the Netherlands. And this way, we intend to open 3 new countries in 2021. We have a team of experts. So very briefly, I can take the example of Christian, who is our sales director. He has 18 years of experience in groups like Samsung, Sony, LG, so he really knows the sector. I can talk also about Ming. He's our Chinese supply chain manager. He has 10 years of experience dealing with Chinese factories. So basically, our team is made to sell this kind of product and the new revolution, we call it. The Korean experience was great. We had a meeting with Samsung, SKT, Airbus, and we have a lot of potential partnership deals incoming, especially with Samsung. For the future, the recent future, we want to we're organizing a fundraising, a Series A. The objective would be to grow and consolidate our marketing team and sales team to address the new customers, also improve our supply chain and solidify our financial situation to concretize global partnerships and reach new markets. We have estimated the total addressable market of this kind of product as 2 million users. And we believe that in the 3 years we can achieve 50 million of euros of revenue if we get this Series A and if we concretize, if we sign this partnership with Samsung. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your excellent presentation.
Merci.
It seems that you're already doing very well, but let's see how your future folds out. And let me invite some of the questions from all 6 judges as well. Who would like to go first?
So I remember the whole thing about netbooks, these small laptops and stuff like that, that had some of the same value proposition, cheaper maintenance and all those. But I remember those netbooks were terrible. And I actually just recently just threw one out. It just was useless. So, of course, what you're providing is different, but I think that holds some lessons for your product. And how could you get over some of that stuff? In fact, one could argue that your product is worse because it doesn't even have the processor and it could be slower and so forth. So what are your thoughts on that? This is kind of a general question, but I think it can make or break the market.
Yeah, got it. Well, I remember netbooks. So netbooks were same price range, between $200 to $300.
Yeah, right.
But this is the thing. We have the same price range, but with a much better quality. We are full HD, we are in aluminum, we have a better battery. Netbooks at the time were targeting very basic IT usage. Same for us, but we are able to achieve them in a better way because people have $5,000, $6,000, $1,000 smartphones, which are much more powerful than a $300 netbook. So we sort of don't integrate the power in the laptop, but we have it already in the smartphone.
Right.
I would say that a smartphone of today is 200 times more powerful than a netbook in 2018.
But I think that the success of what you're saying, which I think is very viable, depends on the power of the processing power of the smartphone. In other words,
True.
people that don't have that
Yeah.
will have a very high frustration factor.
Let me tell you one more thing is about the cloud computing. So today we have
Right.
technologies where we can, from our smartphone, connect to a very powerful computer in the cloud, Windows 10 computer, and we can remotely use it. That's how I work. And I have a $3,000 PC, but in the cloud that I use through my 4G, 5G, or my Wi-Fi. So yeah, this is
So that's interesting. So actually, if you want people to have the power, but also the mobility, you're essentially talking about 3 systems: the smartphone, the mirror axis, and then some sort of cloud connection.
absolutely, yeah.
And that could be a very interesting package.
That's
to
that's
provide.
why SKT and we are is interested,
Okay.
and we work with Orange in France.
Très bien.
Yeah,
Merci.
very
You have a,
interesting. Yes, please go
You have
ahead.
a niche application for police, as I understand, that's actually been deployed. Have you, I would imagine the police usage is a bit unusual or specialized. Have you broadened beyond that and proven the concept in other sectors or areas or use cases?
Other than police,
Right.
well, I would say that we have confirmed the use case for general enterprises. like I said, for salespeople or operators on the field. So they already work with tablet or smartphones, so in mobility. But now they would do the same, but reducing the total cost of ownership of the smartphone device.
How did you calculate 70% cost reduction?
So because on acquisition, the product is 2 to 3 times cheaper, but also because on the mirror book, you don't have to secure it, you have no antivirus, you don't have immobilization of the product if it's broken. If it's broken, you just take another one, and the employee will keep working on his smartphone. So all these things that are evaluated at $1,000 per year of recurring costs are not present on the laptop then, because it's a passive laptop.
Interesting. So we have about 40 seconds left. I think we have room for maybe one more question. Anyone?
Hit me with it, guys. I'm ready.
If
All right.
not, and I'll give another opportunity to use 30 seconds to say a few words.
I want to thank KSGC, my family, and all my mates working with me at Miraccess, and thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Wow. I actually need one as well. I move around and translate all the time, and my phone's too small, my laptops are too big, so I think you're very smart in terms of targeting that like niche demand or market. Great presentation, great product. Let's move on to the next company called Mobile AI. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a big hand.
I've always had this thought, and I'm sure you do too. It's 2020, so where are the robots? You would think that there would be many more robots around you right now with all these advancements in artificial intelligence, robotics, and whatnot. But you don't, and this is due to the problem with the mobile robotics industry. When you look at automated guided vehicles, environment modifications are needed, and they're restricted to use very specific paths. When looking at autonomous mobile robots, or AMRs, they are expensive and still have limited sensing capabilities. And on top of that, robotics software development takes up significant resources in a company. In essence, AMRs today are expensive, difficult, and still gives poor results. This is the problem that we're trying to solve here at Mobile AI today. We are a robotic software startup based in Singapore, and we're providing an easily deployable software that enables robots to navigate autonomously at a competitive price. We use sensor fusion and deep learning, and we're able to achieve high accuracies with just a camera and a low-cost LiDAR. Our vision really is to provide quality, affordable navigation software to robotics companies, such that they can focus on their core robotics services, be it item picking or human-robot interaction. And this is what our flagship product looks like. Once installed on the robotics platform, you can connect and intuitively control it with our web interface. You can manage your fleet of autonomous robots, create a path easily, you can manage all these paths, and you can schedule tasks to be executed at specific times. Our competitive advantage is that we enable massive cost savings at $2,250 per robot license. Compare this to hiring an entire team of engineers and try to manufacture an in-house solution, which will take 8 to 12 months. On top of that, we are also easily installable. We can be deployed within 1 day, reducing our clients' time to market. We are hardware agnostic, which makes us highly scalable. Compare this to traditional robotics software, which requires customization for different kinds of robots, or only works for one company's robots. More importantly, we are accurate. At less than 2 centimeters, we've achieved 3 times accuracy of the industry average. And this is made possible through the use of our robust sensor fusion technology. We're also enabling semantic understanding through the use of deep learning. The great thing is that any robot that needs to navigate from point A to point B autonomously can use our solution. And this includes all these industries here: cleaning, construction, healthcare, industrial service, anything. And we've had clients from all these industries, be it robotics hardware manufacturers or end users who are looking for a robotic solution to be deployed. The market now is amazing, and if you look at AMR markets in Korea, China, and Japan, they're expanding rapidly. And in 2026, there'll be 9 times as many AMRs as there are this year. This gives us a serviceable available market of $275 million in 2026. But why Korea? The Korea AMR market is also expanding rapidly, as you can see from the numbers here. And more importantly, there is strong government support for the robotics industry. They're allocating $173 million next year, up 30% from this year. And this is where we see that we're very aligned in that we're both trying to propel the robotics industry forward. In Korea, we've had many meetings with mentors, investors, potential customers, and partners. We've had demos scheduled with some of them. We've connected with many robotics hardware companies during Robot World 2020. And our method to acquire customers is to attend these large robotics exhibitions and be connected with a wide variety of potential customers. We are also meeting potential end users through warm introductions and networking events. Our plan is to establish a subsidiary here, raise money for local operations, and we're looking to expand into the Chinese and Japanese markets in the future. Our team consists of 14 highly talented people. We have 12 engineers on board. And this has allowed us to win several competitions in the past. We have raised $1.6 million in funding, and we're looking to raise our Series A next year. So we're currently looking for partnerships and clients, and it is our hope that you will join us in powering the robots of tomorrow today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your concise presentation. I think your partners, very reputable partners, show how great of a job you're doing. Now let me open the floor for judges. Please feel free to comment or ask any questions for the presenter.
How much money do you project that you can make before the singularity?
We're projecting a revenue of 1 million next year, and it's going to increase rapidly after that. Yeah.
So I had a question. You mentioned the other solutions are dependent on particular hardware and or particular proprietary thing. So I really don't understand, other than your algorithms in the back, deep learning and whatnot. But I think what's very special is somehow how you're able to overcome that. You said you're hardware agnostic. How do you intersect your algorithms with the actual specific software at the machine level or whatever it may be for all these different systems? I still don't understand how that happens.
Right, great question. This has to do a lot with the software design. And so long we're able to get the specific sensor readings from the sensors on the robots, we're able to use these data and really do our simultaneous localization and mapping very effectively. So all the client has to do during installation on a specific robot is to key in specific parameters like how large the robot footprint is, where the sensor is on the robot, and do some navigation tuning, like how close are you willing to let a robot be to an obstacle, for example. So after all this tuning, which only takes less than a day, you can get it up and running. Yeah, so that's the unique thing of our product.
What about, for example, your effector commands, the commands to move the robot?
Right.
That's going to also be specific to the robot, specific to the company. So you have to adjust your software for that. Does it take a day? I don't know.
Correct. So the motors are still settled by the robotics hardware. So we don't do the drivers for the hardware motors that enable the robots to move. We help them to navigate and localize. So the movements are still executed by the robot APIs that are specific to the hardware manufacturers, but we just send the instructions to them. Yeah, if that's clear enough? Does that make sense?
Not really. Because the instructions have to be translated into those specific codes.
Correct. So
how's that?
That translation is handled by the motor drivers that are always provided by the robotics hardware manufacturer.
Right, so you have to do some adaptation and so
No,
forth.
we just give them the instructions, then the driver itself will handle it. These are third-party drivers that are always handled by the motor manufacturers. Yeah. We're getting a bit technical here, but we can always discuss this. Yeah.
Okay. I say this because you're contrasting it with the competition. And the competition, as you said, is very specific and limited. You're more general. So I'm trying to understand that. I think it's an important distinction.
I see. It's also a lot to do with the design of our software, and we've had it work with quite a number of clients already. So I understand the room for ambiguity here, which is why we really like to do demos with our clients. We just go down there, we show them our demo, and then they see that, oh, actually it works. So I feel like that's the most effective way of marketing for us. Because sometimes it does get confusing in these areas. Yeah.
Interesting. I think we still have some room for more questions. We have about 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Any other questions?
So you had a significant cost advantage compared to, say, in-house development.
That is right.
I would imagine that would allow some room for a little bit of driver development or the like to interface with different, I think to follow up to my colleague's question, I would imagine the cost of that adjustment or adaptation would be significantly less than an entirely in-house solution.
Right. So that's correct. So primarily, we will give the software to the client, and they should be able to install it themselves. But if they require customized integration, or actually if they require additional features to be integrated together with our software, we actually provide that as well at a one-time cost. So, but that's not our primary business model. But we do offer customizations if the client requires it. Yeah.
Interesting. So you have your model, and then if there's a need for further customization, you offer all that options as well.
That is
interesting.
right.
Yes, we have about 8 seconds, maybe one more feedback. Yes, I think everything was clear from your presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you best of luck. Now, let's move on to the next company called Mush Labs. I have no idea what it's about. The floor is yours, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a big hand.
Hello, everyone. Oops, sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Mauro Guercia. I'm the head of business development at Mush Labs. Mush Labs is a German biotech startup using mushroom mycelium to produce the next generation of meat replacement products. Before we get started, let me ask you guys if you agree with this sentence. Plant-based meat products are good for the environment. If you agree, raise your hand. Right, some people. And plant-based meat products are good for your health. Please raise again if you, okay, a lot of people now. So if you agreed with these two sentences, let me show you some facts. So these four are the ingredients of the leading meat replacement products in the world. And as you can see, methylcellulose, natural flavoring, that doesn't really sound yummy, right? So the reason for this long ingredient list are the following. First, they need to compensate for taste and texture. So basically, they're taking pea or soy protein that is a powder, and they have to add a lot of other ingredients to make something that tastes and has the texture of a meat. Second, they also need to compensate for the nutritional value. So if you take pea protein, it's only protein. You need to add all the other micronutrients that you need to survive. And third, it's over-reliant on non-sustainable GMO soy or pea monocrops. That's why we're using mycelium. So as you can see, mycelium is basically the root of the mushroom. It's no better way to explain what it is and why it's a good idea. So first, it is a food that we've been eating for centuries. Second, it grows fast. And third, it doesn't use fertilizer. It doesn't use pesticides. And, well, it's basically a perfect ingredient for a meat replacement product. This is how it looks like right after our fermentation process. So as you can see, it really looks like meat, and we have some advantages with it. So first, it has the umami taste and meaty texture, as you can see. So umami is the food categorization for the taste of something that resembles like meat. Second, it has a lot of fibers and important micronutrients. So that's what we are lacking in our current diet. Oops. Yeah. So pogi-chan, togi, bokido, chota. Well, looks good, tastes good. And that's what we used. We used only 4 ingredients to produce this amazing clean label meat replacement product. And as you can see, it looks very good. This, for example, is our bolognese sauce using our meatballs. And this is how we see our future. So our idea is to have a factory close to urban areas where we can just ship using minimal processing, minimum transportation burden to our consumers. And just as an exercise here, guys, have you thought how much traveling your beef did from being a cattle to your plate? It's a lot of traveling. So this is our consumer profile. So it's a young age population, around 20s or 30s, living in urban areas that are concerned with health and sustainability issues. So in this example here, she wants a convenient food, something that she can grab quickly after working at the supermarket maybe, and he wants the experience of cooking a sophisticated food. With our technology, we can deliver both experience to this consumer. Korea is a strategic location for us for many reasons. So first, market size and access to Asian markets. Second, it's very easy to find business partners. And third, there's a lot of local resources in technology and intellectual. But most importantly, it is a culture that understands fermentation and mushrooms that are the core of our technology. This is our team. So we are about 15 people now. This photo is a bit less. We have Mazen, the CEO. He's a PhD in microbiology. Also, Thibaut, the COO, also PhD in microbiology. Guido, the COO, has a background at Unilever. And I'm very happy to say that we are very diverse teams in terms of gender. We have gender equality, and also in terms of region. So I'm from Brazil, Yuna is from South Korea, Mazen's from Lebanon, Thibaut from France. So we are all over the world, and we use this diversity to boost our brainstormings and quality of products. Thank you.
Wow, perfect content, perfect timing. Your product looks so interesting. I just had a mushroom burger, actually. Let's open to the floor for questions from our judges. Any feedback or comment? Please go ahead.
I have a question. I didn't see anywhere where you talked about the cost of your product. Can you give us some indication of what's your cost? Or
Yes.
the cost to the consumer, I guess?
Yes. So two things is important to mention. The first one, we are not only replacing pea and soy protein. So when we're talking about a substitute product, we have to account for all the other ingredients that we are also replacing. And the second factor about cost is that we control all the variables in the reactor, the bioreactor where we grow it. So you really exclude all, for example, climate or pesticides. So we have a very good cost, a competitive cost to what the market will expect from an ingredient like that.
So you have a very cost-effective structure. I understand it. And let's open the room for more questions and feedback.
What do you see as your single business biggest challenge?
It's for any company in this industry, it is a capex intensive to scale up. Or you go with partnerships. So we're doing a hybrid approach to accommodate for this lack of capital.
So I understand that scaling up is the biggest challenge.
It's capex, capital intensive.
Okay,
yes.
capital intensive. What about next questions or feedback?
So if I understand, obviously you're highly controlling the growing of these mushrooms.
Yes.
Which mitigates one of the disadvantages of mushrooms is they can accumulate toxins and so forth in the natural world. So you're controlling that. Are there other possibilities of using this to even create super mushrooms or even more nutritious mushrooms? Or is that like your next Mush Labs 2.0 or something like that?
Yes. So just taking, for example, the beer industry as an example, most of the beers are produced with yeast, But depending on if you put more sugar or less, depending on how you grow, you have a different product in the end. So what we are doing is to really understand the fermentation process. You are what you eat, right? So we have to feed the mushroom in a certain way to get the most out of it. And that's where the core of our technology relies on.
So you have a recipe now, but you might even improve that and come up with new varieties and so forth.
Exactly.
What about the whole concept of using different species of mushrooms? And I know you might not like the word, but genetic modification.
Well, we wouldn't modify genetically anything, but there are a lot of mushrooms that we can try. And so far, we've been testing one strain that we selected a couple of years ago. That is the one that has the best growth rate, flavors, and so on. But there is a lot of room to try, for example, a combination of two strains. You know, there's more than 1,000 fungi species that we can play with.
What are some of the nutrients that fungi notably lack?
Nutrients that they lack.
So what is your weak point?
Yeah. If it is a perfect ingredient to replace a set of other ingredients. If you take our product and only compare with pea protein, for example, it doesn't have the same amount of protein. You know, but it compensates for being this very good nutritional value product. So if you just compare by protein, I think it's not even a good comparison to begin with. Like I said, 25 ingredients versus like 5 that we can use. So you have to look at the overall big picture. But if you just look at protein content, then we wouldn't have the same amount as pea or soy protein has.
And you have all the essential amino acids, is that
All
correct?
essential amino acids, prebiotic fibers.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Yes, interesting. I think oh, yes.
So are you shooting for the are you shooting for the general market?
Oh no, time is up. I guess I didn't know the microphone was supposed to turn off for judges as well. I'm very sorry. I'm sure you're going to have another opportunity to talk to him in person. Thank you very much. What an excellent idea. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to become vegetarian for how long, and it just didn't happen because we lack different products. And once you see these ingredients, it's just not as appealing. You don't want to eat something that's chemically engineered for going through very complicated process. I don't know why other companies didn't think about using mushrooms, which are natural ingredients that are out there available. And if you think about Korea, we already are enjoying maybe 4 different types of mushroom. We have pengi, we have pyogo, which is shiitake, and we also have American white mushroom, which are great for Western cuisine. Yeah, so I think if you kind of like trick it around and do different, methods and recipe, the result is going to be great. Yes, I think a very special team is getting ready, and he seems to be all ready. So let's, without further ado, invite a team called Nanolog Audio. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big hand.
Thank you. My name's Adam Brown. I'm CEO of Nanolog Audio, and we are pushing the barriers of physics with our quantum semiconductor technology. Our technology is a platform allowing for innovation in several mass markets. So in audio, we're delivering warmer, richer sounds that we lost when we transitioned from vacuum tube technology to solid state that you now have in your cell phones, laptops, and headphones. In sensors, we're building versatile sensors with a low cost because we can take a wide variety of molecules, integrate it into our platform, deliver tailored results with streamlined manufacturing. And lastly, our molecules store more energy, which is allowing us to increase DRAM retention time, which is opening the door to faster electronics and longer battery life. So in January, we were a top 10 company to pitch to NASA, and a chief technologist there described us as early stage, but really exciting with tremendous potential.
And that's because we're the first company in the world to deliver a molecular electronics device. So we're building semiconductor components out of molecules. And we've sold over 3,000 components into a niche market, being guitar pedals. A big engineer in the industry described it as the best thing since the vacuum tube. But the bottom line is players like Intel, HP, they have tried to build molecular electronics, but they couldn't make something that worked at room temperature, something that was manufacturable or practical. So here we are, in analog audio with a proven product in commercial and consumer electronic products for over 4 years. So what have we been up to in Korea? We've been working closely with the first-tier partner to Samsung, so they're a major OEM, over $600 million in revenue in the audio space. They're open to investment in Nanolog, joint venture with Nanolog. In the short term, we're doing tech transfer to them, but in the long term, we want to leverage their relationship to Samsung, as well as the credibility we'll build together, and then partner directly to Samsung. And things have been moving pretty well, NDA signed, tech transfer, prototype transfer. We've met with their top engineers, and currently as we speak, they're evaluating our technology. We've also been very blessed to build an exceptional high caliber network at Seoul National University, which is the top research university in Korea. So we were invited to TechBiz Concert. That was a semiconductor conference where we had a booth, we demoed. We've had the opportunity to get in front of 6 leading researchers at the Institute, which is boiled down to kind of 2 business leads, joint venture potential. And these are with spin-off companies. And it's actually taking our technology and moving it into the sensor side with the goal to get into smartphones and wearables, both massive and growing markets. And just a quick note, these teams are all ex-LG, ex-Samsung. All their students go to work for Samsung, LG. They have exceptional networks, super high-tech companies. And it's really exciting for us to take our technology and reach these new markets. We're lucky to say our early stage mentor in the program is now turned investor and CEO, Ken Mock, and we have an LOI with Big Bang Angels. And so between the two, really looking to invest in the beginning of Nanolog Korea. And Ken has exceptional networks in Asia as well as Big Bang Angels. So in the long term, we want to take Nanolog Korea, but use that to expand our sales into Japan, China, Taiwan, Singapore. About investment, LOI with Big Bang Angels, outlining 100K max investment. We've talked to Ackner Lab. Between the two of those are some of the biggest early stage deep tech investors in the country. Summit Partners, former CEO of Intel Capital, now an angel investor. He's helping us out. He's been great. As well as some targeted semiconductor angel investors. So why is NASA excited about Nanolog? Why is the biggest research university in the country? Deep tech investors, big OEMs, and it's because we're fundamentally doing things that you can't achieve with silicon. So we have quantum tunneling devices with really unique audio properties. We have tunable wavelength sensors that are cheap to manufacture, and we have longer retention memory products. So now in the spirit of demo day, I know you're not here today, I thought you would be, but I'm going to try and demo our technology so you can hear what it has to bring to the table. So I hope this goes well. So this is Nanolog. This is silicon. And this is Nanolog. So much bigger, richer sound. That's my presentation. Look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, when you were explaining all these technology, I was like, what is he saying? But then you nailed it by showing the difference between the Nanolog and silicon. Thank you very much. Excellent presentation. Now the floor is open for questions. Could you please ask questions for the excellent presenter?
I have a question. I'm a musician, singer, instrumentalist myself. I play bass guitar.
Nice.
And one of my favorite amps, of course, is an old Gretsch tube, or Ampeg, actually, tube-based amplifier.
Mm-hmm.
So does this new technology, does it get you closer to that tube, particular like amplifier sound?
Yeah, absolutely. If I could show my slides. So what happens is it's fundamentally very different science than a vacuum tube, what's happening. But our technology, we compared it to the harmonics of a vacuum tube, which is in the blue. And the blue is kind of all over the place. It's very organic. But silicon diodes, they're way off. And then so we know we're much closer in terms of harmonic response with our device. But then you get all the benefits of being solid state. So, you're a small component. You can fit in a phone. You can fit in a laptop, fit in earbuds, cheap to manufacture. So that's kind of the audio story.
Great, thanks.
So I think it was very compelling what you explained in terms of the audio benefits. In fact, I teach an innovation class and I talk about disruptive innovation and transistor and tell all the students the vacuum tube is better. But of course, the transistor has those other benefits you described. So you're like combining both. But to my question, the audio is very clear, so to speak, but what are your advantages in other areas? For example, you mentioned sensors. Why should someone go with your technology for sensors?
Yeah, sure. Once again, it's not going, there we go. If we could show my slide. So sensors are in the middle, and what happens is, so we essentially have a conductor, and a layer of molecules. And you can bring in a wide range of different molecules into that structure, and each molecule kind of sees differently. It has different response characteristics in terms of how sensitive it is, in terms of what wavelengths it sees. So silicon is an excellent sensor, from like 400 to 900 nanometers. But there's things that silicon can't see. So like the UV area, near IR for like LiDAR. So what's happening is like you have really exotic sensors in those market, like in-gas technologies. So we have a way simpler manufacturing process, and we can also tailor in by choosing the right molecules to get like a specific performance. And that's really a big benefit of molecular electronics is it's like there's so many possibilities because there's so many molecules. So that's why it's kind of like a really exciting technology for sensors and why we're talking to Seoul National University spin-offs. So it's very exciting.
Last very quick question. Have you developed a sensor in the terahertz range?
I don't think so yet. I think we're in gigahertz. Theoretically, it's possible. Theoretically, just because, we're building things at the nanoscale. So like the active area in our device right now is 4 nanometers. You can build the device that is the conductor could be 1 nanometer thin, so we have super thin feature size. So theoretically, we can reach terahertz, says my CTO, but currently I think we're closer to the gigahertz.
Okay.
Interesting questions and answers back and forth. We have, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Anyone else? Yes. If not, would you like to use a minute?
Yeah, I'm always willing to talk. So this is all based on Dr. Richard McCreary's research. So he's our CTO, co-founder. He's been doing this research for over 15 years. Previous Dow professor, over 200 publications, 12 U.S. patents. He's invited to 100 different lectures in the last 10 years across the world. So, he's really the mastermind or mad scientist. And and he really has a really good grip on who else is doing molecular electronics in the world. So people are still trying, but no one else is getting out of the lab. Like, they still have products that fall apart within 24 hours. So we're really night and day in terms of what else exists in this kind of research area. Because we have a proven product that's working in consumer products for over 4 years now. So just to highlight just his research and how different we really are from the competitors in this area. And I guess one more thing is how we manufacture it starts at the wafer level, which is kind of integrates with normal semiconductor technology. But I have 4 seconds, so I'll say thank you.
Thank you very much. It was excellent. It was perfect. You couldn't do any better than what you did, especially with that guitar. I didn't expect that I was going to be able to hear the sound of electric guitar at a demo day. Great, excellent job. And can you believe that we only have 1 company left in the early afternoon session? We have a company called Octaria, and I'm looking very much forward to your excellent presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big hand.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mustafa Rabi. I'm from Morocco, and I'm CEO of Octeria. I think that you all love, and spend a lot of time seeing those small, cute videos featuring pets, animals, having fun, falling, rolling, whatever. But you don't know is that on the other side, owners have struggles. And those struggles, mainly the four main ones, are the lack of time, taking care of their pets, taking them out, and playing with them. The lack of welfare, or what is related to insurance. When you play with them, you can hurt them. The high cost of products and medicine, treatments, everything around. And pet-friendly places where you can go with them when you just wanted to take a coffee, walk, or hike, or whatever. We solve the problem with two main things. The first one is reducing the prices for all what's related to pets. The second one is the pet health tracking system, in order to assure these healthy owners. We try to build this strong community to help people. First, the more people we'll have, the more they can have of walks, ballads with their pets, dogs, cats, every pet. You can have snake and take them a leash and walk with them. The more you do, the more rewards you will win that you can convert in products or services offered by our partners, by doctors, by veterinarians. We offer a voluntary service for abandoned animals. We all know almost everyone wants to have these little cute puppies, but there's a lot of abandoned ones that need to be taken care of. Let's dig into the video on itself, the camera, for the app. The first design started in Morocco, and now this design is for the Korean market. We have the walk service that will let you play with your pets and have all these experience with the pets in order to enhance their health, to let them track their walk and health, meet professionals, have their registers, name. The reward system will help you transfer these points to products and services, mainly for food, in order to prevent disease. And the more quality food you have, the healthier, and the more you might enjoy your life with your pets. The app started in Morocco in 2017 with some crazy idea, starting only by our own personal need. And after a first launch in USA, in 1 month, we had around 20,000 users. 6 months later, we had around 300,000 users between USA and Europe. And we are planning to launch now, 1.5 years later, in Korea, planning around 43,000 users for the first 2 or 3 months. Due to the highly growth of this market, pet market-related business here in Korea, around 15% per year, and more than or almost 6 million households having pets. Even in COVID situation, it has grown for more than 200% from yesterday for the same period in only 1 month, from February to March. We target pet owners having smartphone for sure. And the secondary target are professionals. Those people are targeted by 2 ways: product and services via advertisement, and mostly partnerships. Those are partnerships. The first one that we signed is for the kitchen, with the Mcube kitchen, and we are discussing also a second one with Happy Dog TV in order to offer healing videos and a lot of videos for pets. Our roadmap, starting in 2012, first exit in of $1.2 million for our previous app. And the second one is the Dispatch app that we want to launch here in Korea in 2021, and focusing mostly first with a joint venture with our local partner here in Korea in order to push everything quicker and higher. Thank you so much, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions, and thank you for your presence.
Okay, let's not waste our time for my words. Judges, could you please go ahead with asking questions? For some reason, I don't see
So,
the screen.
I have a question.
Okay, sure. Please go ahead.
So there are a lot of kind of communities, the internet communities in Korea to take care of their pets, and they share their information related to the pet caring. So do you have any kind of the benefits of or some differentiated some kind of the advantage of your the services or content?
Yes. We tested 6 or 7 apps here in Korea related to pet market. No one is offering a reward service, and no one is offering this, like I say, melting point between professionals and personals. It's either neighbor and looking for all the professionals that are, like I'd say, referred in those neighborhoods, towns, cities, or whatever. And the main advantage is to clear this gap between the virtual and the reality on itself, because most of people have pets. When it rains, they will try to find some excuses to not to go out. Here with the app, whenever we we offer those kind of services, in order to win things, they will go for a walk for an hour, for example. They will win 1 or 10 reward points. They can convert them to a product or service from a veterinarian, and it will be like a game. If I walk 10 days with my dog or cat or whatever, it might be the day that I will want to buy a leash or to have food or to go to the veterinarian for a service. I will be more willing to convert those like free point that I gained from my previous walks. And when we start like using free points and free rewards, it will be more interesting for people. In my previous slide, we noticed that we have around 47% of people willing to use and to interact with any advertisement when they are with their pets. So if I'm working with my pet somewhere for the challenge and playing a game with my pet and meeting others, this challenge will be converted to point, then converted to a service that I will win. I'm just playing, and I will win something that the value is $10, $100, or whatever, depending on how many things I did.
So your idea assumes that there are some kind of the sizable people who use the services. So what is your estimate of the other people who can participate in your service in Korea?
In Korea,
and what is the critical mass?
Our estimated now for the first 2-3 months is around 40,000 users, due to our previous launch in USA, in Europe, that is coming from 20,000 until 70,000 something in France. So we did the average for these 5 months, and due to the fact that the market is going higher and higher every day here in Korea, and people are more using this pet culture as a companion, as a friend, as a family member, not only as just a dog running on the house. And this is what assure us, and we are quite sure that it's around 6 trillion won that will be used for pet products from now to 2027. So I'd say, let's only take 10% of this 6 trillion. It will be a lot to be spent on our app, as either on the shop. If we stop only of those 2 first months during the pandemic situation, people were paying around 1.8 million won in only 2 months for pet products. So if we take it for 2 months, and we have around 40,000 people, it's quite a lot of money. And if we make it bigger, so bigger community, other cities and other countries, it spread. This is the word of mouth then.
Yes, interesting. Would you like to ask more questions? Or I would like to, yes, give an opportunity to another judge. Yeah, judge number 4.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one question. I didn't hear you say, is this application, I guess, free to the pet owner?
Yes, the application is free for pet owner. Now for the advertisement process, because we cannot say that it's paid, no one will use it at that time. The free process will let you use everything, but if you want to be featured for your services, if someone wants to take care of your other pets, you will pay for it. For any other related service, it will be a paid premium account.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Interesting. Yes, and the time is just up. You have a whole comprehensive ecosystem with gamification features. I wish you best of luck. I think it's going to be successful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
This is the end of the early afternoon session. We're going to have about a 10-minute of coffee break, and I'll see you back at 3:10 Korea Standard Time. Thank you very much, and enjoy your break, and I'll see you again.